Then we've got Without Warning, which sounds like it's sort of a squad-based thing. It says, no time for second chances. 3 special ops members and 3 civilians are separated and trapped inside a chemical plant seized by terrorists. You have 12 hours. The clock is ticking. So I guess this is some kind of real-time thing. Strategy elements, squad-based elements, combat. So it sounded pretty cool. It sounded like fun. So, Without Warning. And again, $5. $5, $5, $5. And then, the original trilogy is now complete. SOCOM 2, U.S. Navy SEALs. The greatest hits version. So, there we go. And you know, I always talk about how I get the greatest hits, or I get the black bar case, but then the greatest hits disc. Well, in this case, the exact opposite happened. So, there we go. Quite a hefty manual with these. I mean, oh, it's because the French version is in there too. Manual d'instructions des U.S. Navy SEALs. Anyway, so there we go. So the only one I need for the PS2 collection is Combined Assault. Combined Assault was the 4th one, and then I'll have all the PS2 ones. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna have like a week of SOCOM and just go through these. And thank you, by the way, I wanted to mention, thank you to absolutely everybody who responded to my question about the PS3 version. And I think we now know why it appears in so many bargain bins really, really cheap. Apparently the PS3 version of SOCOM Confrontation, has no one-player mode. It is strictly multiplayer. Well, fuck you two! God! Not you guys, you know, the makers of it. And apparently it wasn't even made by the same team, it was made by a different team. But supposedly there's a new SOCOM coming out that hopefully will have a one-player mode, because I love the one-player campaigns. I'm just not much of a multiplayer guy. So, yeah, give me one player. Just give me a good, solid, fun one-player campaign, and I'm happy. And I know the first SOCOM had a great one-player campaign. I really enjoyed it a lot. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing 2 and, of course, 3, which you saw in the last update. Now, when I did sort of my little section about stealth games and squad-based games and stuff like that, everybody and their dog was recommending this one to me, and just talking about this particular subgenre of games in general, the Tom Clancy games. So I found for $5 the original Splinter Cell Black Case Edition. There we go. With the greatest hits disc. Of course. Yeah, anyway. Honestly, the whole thing about Black Case versus greatest hits case, yeah, sure, I prefer the Black Case, but if all I can find is the greatest hits version, I'll get the greatest hits version. I'm not like really anal about that. The main thing is I just want to play the game, you know? So, anyway, so the original Splinter Cell, very cool. Definitely looking forward to that. Not a big fan of when they do this. This was an ex-rental from Blockbuster, and the sticker is on the insert. Put it on the freaking case, not on the paper insert, because now you can't take that off without, like, ripping up the insert, and that really pisses me off. And I like to have my cases nice and clean, you know. And I find usually once you take all the used stickers off and any extra gunk, most of the time these used games look good as new. So, anyway. And then I got one of the more recent ones, Splinter Cell Double Agent. Now, before anybody says anything, yes, I now know that this is also available on PS3. I did not know that when I found this in the bargain bin. Otherwise, I would have just got the PS3 version. But anyway, whatever. So I might trade this one in and get the PS3 version instead, or I might just play this version. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, Splinter Cell Double Agent, which is one of the more recent ones. I don't think it's the most recent one. It's, I believe, the 4th one in the series. So, yeah. So I got the first one and the 4th one. And then finally, you know I'm a huge fan of retro games, and while I do talk a lot of shit about movies being remade all the time, I actually really enjoy a lot of remakes of games, like remakes of classic games, because I find, you know, a lot of the time when they update them, they tend to make them really cool and a lot of fun, and they sort of, the good ones maintain that old school flavor, but with modern, you know, the modern technology of the modern systems. So I picked up one that I've heard a lot of good things about, and apparently it's really challenging and really difficult. Shinobi! I used to play the old Shinobi games quite a bit back in the arcade, and I think on the Sega Genesis a little bit. And yeah, so I really wanted to check this one out. This one I kind of broke my personal rule. It was $10. It was a little more expensive. But no instructions! Ah! But the reason I got it is because this one seems to be becoming kind of rare. So I figured, you know what, I'll just get it now, and if I see it again later with the instructions, I'll just buy it again to have the complete thing, and then trade this one in, or something like that. Or do a mix and match of whichever has the best case and the best insert and the best. So anyway, Shinobi. Can't go wrong with a little bit of ninja action there. The other like really hard ninja update, of course, is the Ninja Gaiden games, where they've done a few Ninja Gaiden games. I think there was one on the Xbox, and then they made it multi-platform with Ninja Gaiden Sigma, which apparently is really good and insanely difficult. So anyway, I don't have any of those. I have played the demo for Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 and really enjoyed that a lot, actually. So I'll probably pick those up at some point. But in the meantime, for my ninja fix, I got me some Shinobi. So then Annetta actually picked up a couple as well, and I'll show you why in just a minute here. First up, I'm really jealous of this one, actually. She got Aeon Flux. Now, even though this came out as a tie-in to the movie, apparently the game itself models itself more after the cartoon. So the missions you go on and the stories and the characters and such are a lot more like the cartoon, even though it features the movie characters, and Charlize Theron actually does do the voice of Aeon in this. And it does have the instructions as well. So Annetta picked this up for $5. The other one she picked up was we've been watching a lot of Miami Vice lately because, as you know, I got the complete series set, and we're just having a blast with that. We're almost finished Season 1, in case you're wondering where we're at with that. So Annetta picked up Grand Theft Auto Vice City, but the version she got was actually part of I think a 2-pack originally. It was part of a 2-pack with GTA 3. And but she really wanted to get Vice City because I kept recommending it to her, saying, like, you know, if you like Miami Vice, you have to play Vice City because it's like, you know, it's like being in that world, very much so. And the music is just great. I think it's got the best soundtrack out of all the GTA games. But you know, that's the '80s kid in me talking as well. I just love '80s music, so got a bit of a nostalgic bias there. But I think most people will agree that, in terms of just the story and the look and feel of it, Vice City was I think one of the best. But anyway, the version she got I would show you, but again, it's packed. The version she got was part of a double pack and actually has a different cover than the regular edition of Vice City. It's just sort of a plain, almost sunset colored cover with some palm trees and then the Vice City logo, and then it says at the bottom, part of a double pack. But of course you didn't get the double pack, you just got the single game, so whatever. But anyway, hey, Vice City for $5, you can't go wrong there. I mean, she wasn't as concerned about the cover as I might be. Like in that case, obviously I would want the original cover. Like my version of Vice City is the original cover. The main thing with her was she just wanted to play the game. Now, if she's moving out, and I'm the one with the PS2, and yes, it's staying here, why would she be buying PS2 games? Well, there's a very good reason for that. First off, I should mention that the PS3 that we've had since, what, May of 2008 has been moved. It has moved over to here. Down in the rack here. There we go. So I got an audio cassette machine, a VHS machine. Whoa, VHS? Crazy. And we got the PS3 there. Now, if you're concerned about airflow and venting, there's plenty of clearance on either side. And this actually pulls out, so there's even more airflow space there. So very good, nice and secure. And the reason, of course, I have it there is because I've got the monitor here, which is a nice 21.5-inch 1080p monitor. So I've been playing games on that. Just finished BioShock, and I'm almost finished playing it through for the second time, actually. If you're wondering about that, I did BioShock the first time through saving all the little sisters, and now I'm playing it as the total selfish asshole and killing them all for my own personal gain. So I wanted to play it through in the two different ways to sort of get the different slight variations in the story. What an amazing game. I just love BioShock. I do not have the second one yet, but I will get it eventually. In the meantime, I'm having a blast with the first one. So, as to why Annetta has been buying PS2 games, there's my PS2. Yes, it's a Slim. And I got a little video switcher there. Got the 3DO over there. And you can see she's cleared out her games. Oh yeah, SSX3. That was one of the ones she traded me for, because she loves that one as well. And she's not even a big sports game fan either, but she really likes that one for much the same reasons that I do. And she also grabbed The Bard's Tale, which is a great parody of RPG games. But the reason is the local EB Games recently got one of these puppies. What's the big deal? Oh, another PS3. Well, check this out. It's a PS3 with 4 USB ports, a 60 gig hard drive, and yes, that's right, this is one of the original backwards compatible PS3s. I'm so freaking jealous, I can't even begin to describe. So yeah, anyway, this is one of the ones that actually uses the hardware emulation, so it works with pretty much everything on the PS2. The later release, which had backwards compatibility, was partially software based, and has there's a few titles that don't work on it. It's like about 86% compatible. This one is basically has all the hardware of a PS2 in it, in addition to all the PS3 hardware. It's like when you switch over to a PS2 game, there's this sort of ka-thump that rumbles through your subwoofer, and then it goes into PS2 mode. But the emulation is super slick. I mean, it's perfect. I haven't seen any flaws with it at all, and so that's great. So anyway, this will be Annetta's PS3. Lucky bum. And myself, to play PS2 games, I got the PS2. Whoa, silhouette. There we go. So, there you go. That's it in a nutshell. So anyway, so Annetta's been picking up PS2 games periodically, stuff that she wants to play or that she always liked. And yeah, as for myself, when she moves out, I'll probably hook the PS2 up in a more accessible place. Yeah, I don't actually know which one of us is getting the TV. It might be me, it might be Annetta. I think it's Annetta, but that's okay because I've actually got my old Amiga computer monitor, which is, you know, considerably smaller screen size, but for standard def quality it's quite nice because it's an actual proper video monitor rather than just a TV. So it's about as good a quality as it gets. And if I set it up over at the desk there, you know, I won't be sitting that far away from it. So I don't know. And hopefully if my plans over the next few months go well, I might just plunk down for some kind of high-def TV anyway. So yeah, for those of you who are wondering, of course, I do watch most high-def content on the computer monitor, and I use that. Now that I have the PS3 over there, it makes it a lot easier. Previously, I would have to move it back and forth, but now that Annetta has her PS3 and I've got my PS3, it makes it easier to just leave mine over there, hooked up to the monitor, and then I can watch Blu-rays on it, and you know, and of course I've been using it for a lot of games. Been playing a lot of games lately. Finally finished Resistance 2, which was awesome. I was just kind of in a first-person shooter mood. Just wanted to kill things. So, finished Resistance 2, played through BioShock as the good guy, and now I'm playing it through again as the bad guy. And lots of fun. Anyway, this camera's getting heavy. Ugh! So that's it from me to you for now. Big PS2 bargain bin blitz, new PS3, and for those of you who missed the last one, Annetta's moving out. If you want to find out why, watch part 3 of the previous DVD update, and you'll sort of get the skinny on that. Alrighty, so until then, thanks for watching, or until next time, that's it from me to you. What am I saying? So that's it from me to you from now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.